everyone, it's Caitlin. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, and become a part of the Langrek fam. So as you can tell by the title, of today's video, I'm going to be talking about little man's 1 month update, as well as talk a little bit about myself and how I'm doing postpartum. So let's get into it. So talking a little bit about him. Sorry, his hair is crazy. It was bath day today, and his hair tends to stick up, and he's in him jammies. But he was 8 pounds 8 ounces when he was born, and he is now 10 pounds 13 ounces. If you see this leg, don't mind him. This is Cam. He's laying in the sun, as well as if you see the little lines on me, it's because I'm sitting in front of a big window in our bedroom, and the sun is literally right there, so it's creating some kind of funky shading. But yeah, so he was 8 pounds 8 ounces when he was born, and I guess because he was breastfed, or maybe because my milk didn't come in until 4 days postpartum, he actually lost quite a bit of weight. At his first appointment, they weighed him, and he was 7 pounds 12 ounces, so that was a little concerning, as well as he had some jaundice going on. So the first month we really just worked on getting breastfeeding down and getting rid of that jaundice. Our doctor likes to say eat, sleep, poop, and repeat, which is pretty much what he has been doing. As you can tell, he's a little bit more awake, a little bit more squirmy, and stuff like that now. Oh my goodness, that's a big yawn, Bubba's. But he, what was I saying? Oh, he's a little bit more alert, a little bit more awake and squirmy now, but he really just eats and sleeps, and that's it. So since we touched a little bit on breastfeeding, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into that. So the first 2 weeks of breastfeeding were hard. Now, I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of times where I was just so frustrated and tired, and I was just like, you know what, like, let's just, formula feed, like, whatever, fed is best. But Josh did a really good job of keeping me on track, and just being really positive and saying, try this, or remember that they said this, hold him like this, and stuff like that, that I just didn't really pay attention to, because I was so focused on whether or not he was gaining weight, and why, and our doctor was like, if he doesn't gain this amount, then we're gonna have to just go to formula feeding, or and I just thought I was doing the things that she said, and I was doing the right things, but it was super frustrating those first 2 weeks, trying to figure out his latch, how he likes to be held, and everything like that. So, but we got it down. We have a little bit of a routine, not really, because he's pretty much just feeding on demand, but he does feed every 2.5 hours. Sometimes at night we try to stretch it to 3, but it just depends on how he eats during the day. Okay, now on to sleeping. Sleeping, again, the first 2 weeks were hard, just because we were trying to figure out the whole breastfeeding thing, and because he wasn't getting, he wanted to eat more frequently, instead of a lot at one time and stretching them out. So he was really eating only, or every 30 to 45 minutes, day and night. So that was pretty hard, since he was only sleeping 30-45 minutes. Not for him, because he's not really a crying type of baby. I don't know if that's what you would say, but he really just grunts and grumbles, and will really only cry if he's cold, or if he's not being held. Well, if we don't pick him up in time. Oh my goodness, speaking of nights. But we are co-sleeping. So he does not like anymore. He doesn't like the crib. We think that it's a little bit too hard for him. So we have been putting him, if you can see back there, we have this bassinet that we roll from the living room into the bedroom to put him in when, you know, we're trying to, you know, cook or clean or anything like that. That I need to put him down. That's where he will sit or sleep. But at nighttime, I don't know if he could tell that it's nighttime or what, but he refuses to be swaddled and put into the bassinet or the crib at nighttime. So I know that co-sleeping is super controversial, and it being because it is dangerous, but he sleeps when we're co-sleeping. He eats when we're co-sleeping. So Josh and I feel comfortable with him sleeping in the middle of us. So that's just what we're gonna do until we, you know, feel otherwise, pretty much. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is some of his loves, his hates, and some things that he's unsure of. So I posted a picture on my Instagram that kind of said these things, but as I'm using this as kind of a journal to look back on, a video journal, is that what they call it? So you look at your bottle. A video journal to look back on, I do want to touch base on these few things. So some things that he loves is the boob. Sometimes I think that he just uses me to soothing suck, because he'll act like he's hungry, I'll put him on, and then he will literally fall right to sleep in like 2 seconds, like after putting it in his mouth. So I think that he sometimes just uses me, huh, bye-byes? But other than that, you know, he likes to be fed. As you heard, he's 10 pounds 13 ounces now at 1 month, so him's a big boy. Yeah. So he likes to eat, and he likes to sleep pretty much. So I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting because I was never the type of female. I know males can babysit too, and I hate to use the word babysit since it's my own child, but I wasn't referring to that. I was referring to, I was never the type of teenager who was like, Cam. I was never the type of teenager who liked to babysit, I don't think I even babysat at all, actually, during my whole entire teenage years or even into my adult years. I was never one to be like, yeah, I'll babysit for you. I really wasn't a kid person, let's say, until probably up until Josh and I decided to get pregnant. I really didn't like kids. That sounds so bad. I love him, but yeah, I really just they weren't really my thing. So with him starting to be more awake, I'm just, you know, thinking like, what are you supposed to do with a 1-month-old all day? So we watch a lot of Netflix, especially since he loves to be held. We do watch a lot of Netflix, but other than that, you know, I don't really know what he wants to do. Ask him, what do you want to do? Yeah, where was I? So, oh yeah, loves to sleep and loves to eat. Okay, so moving on to the hates. He hates to be put down, and he hates diaper changes. I just think he just doesn't like to be cold, so he just grunts and grumbles. Like I said, he doesn't really cry a lot, too much. He might let out 1 or 2 belts, but other than that, he you know, he'll just grunt and grumble and stuff like that. And then some things that he's unsure about are being swaddled. Sometimes he will tolerate being swaddled maybe for like 30 minutes or so, until he gets his feet out. He kicks and he squirms, and he likes to sleep with his hands up. So while he's squirming, if he can get I have the type of swaddle that you just put him in there. It's like a sack. You put him in there and then you Velcro it over, because I never could swaddle him. Josh was a little bit better at it, but he would always come, he would always come undone. So I ordered a few of the swaddles that have the Velcros on Amazon, and those work for a little bit, but he usually escapes them. And then that's when he's over it and he wants to be picked up. So he's unsure about the swaddle, and because, as I mentioned before, we co-sleep. When we co-sleep, he's not swaddled. So what we'll do is we will push the pillows to the edge. We'll push the pillows to the edge of the bed and like tuck the corners so none of the fabric is out, and then we'll pull the blanket like under him. So he always sleeps in something like this. Like, this is actually his pajamas, so that way his legs don't get cold, because we don't put the blanket over top of him, obviously. So with that being said, I don't like to swaddle him when he is in the bed with us, just because I don't want him to like roll over or anything like that. And then he actually prefers to not be swaddled when he's in the bed with us. So the only time I really swaddle him is during the daytime if I'm trying to get something done, but like I said, he'll only tolerate it for 30 minutes or so. So daily cleaning is getting a little bit more difficult. And then the second thing that he's unsure about is a passy. I don't know if it's because he's breastfed or maybe he's just not a passy baby. Who's mommy talking to? The camera? He probably thinks I'm like, he's looking at me like, girl, you're crazy. Anyway, oh my gosh, him ready for a nap. Where was I? Oh yeah, so a passy. I don't know if it's because he's breastfed or if he's just not a passy type of baby, but he will only take a passy if he's like really hungry. So if he starts to get hungry or anxious, like wanting the boob, if you pop a passy in his mouth, he'll suck on it for a little bit, but not for long. And the thing, I don't know, it takes him a second to figure out how to latch onto it, and then the problem that we have is he only will suck on it for a few seconds and then he'll just spit it out. So we really don't use the passy all that often unless I'm trying to do something and I'll put it in his mouth if I'm like unavailable at the moment to breastfeed him, or to put the nipple in his mouth because he likes to soothing suck. We don't do that often. Once I figure out that he's asleep, I'll try to put him down. And then if we're out and about, we usually bring a passy with us in case he gets hungry, because like I said, I don't pump. I don't think I actually said that, but I don't pump. We just exclusively breastfeed. If I need to make a bottle, sometimes what I'll do is I have this haka, and you just suction it to the breast that's not being used. So if I have him feeding on this breast, I can suction it to this one and it'll catch my letdown when he's feeding. So I'll do that, and then I'll let down probably about 2 ounces. And so depending on where we go, I'll do it on both to make 4 ounces or just do 1. But yeah. So those are the only times that we will use a pacifier, or try to use a pacifier. Sometimes he'll find his thumb and I think he likes his thumb. But other than that, he's pretty content with nothing. He just, as you can see, just sits here and he just chills. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.